Hello there, I'm Chef Johnny, and you found Texas Style Cuisine. Appreciate you stopping by. Tonight we're going to be cooking up some chickens on my barrel house cooker, and we're going to do some beer can chickens. Got my rack out. Let's get ready to see how we do this. This is a pretty easy process doing these type of chickens. So kids like it, I like it, my wife likes it. I got this El Chingon. I'll give it a little sample, see how it tastes also. But we're going to use an IPA on our chickens tonight. Well, that's interesting. Look at that. Whole lid pops off. That's good. I don't have to make the hole any wider when I go to put these inside the chicken. I'll pour about half of it off. And it's best to use a room temperature beer. Don't get a cold one. Takes it that much longer to heat up in the pit. Doesn't help you any at all. So got these. Pour about half of it off. My son's running around here somewhere, so I'm gonna let him sample the other one. But give this IPA a little sample. I tell you, El Chingon's not too bad. It's boy, you can really taste a citrus taste to it. I get a maybe a grapefruit or an orange out of it. Is what I think of when I'm giving it a taste, but should work fine with our chickens. I like to cook with Shiner Bock. I use that a lot. So anyways, that's ready to go. I'm gonna get my chickens on there and kind of show you how I do my chickens before I get going too far. I'm gonna spray down my rack. You don't have to, but I can tell you what, as you get juices from that chicken and stuff on here, if you put a little oven coating on this, it will help with your cleanup. So this is, chicken's not gonna stick, but you're gonna have some juices and items want to stick to the rack itself. So just spray that down with a little non-stick spray. I'm just using regular old Pam here, and that will help your cleanup tremendously. So put the beers back on here, get them out of the way. Let me show you how we season our chickens. I've got a nice fryer here, and it's a 3.5 pound bird. If you want to pull off some of this fat down on the bottom, feel free to do that. We're going to season up both these chickens tonight with some Tony Chachet's injection. And one's going to be a Creole butter. The other one is a jalapeno butter. So we're going to get those on there. One is going to have Tony Chachet's seasoning on the outside. The other one is going to have Fiesta brand chicken rub on the outside of it. So one's going to be a little spicier than the other, but they're both going to be injected with a spicy injection. So both Creoles will be on one, and the jalapeno will be on with the just plain chicken rub from Fiesta brand, Boulders. And I'm just going to take my Boulders first, pick this chicken up, and I'm going to shake plenty of it down inside of there. I want to get the inside coated best I can. Cover the back of this bird well. And if you wanted to use a binder, you could. I didn't get one tonight, but perfectly fine. I like to use mustard. Some of y'all may have seen my my binder test here a while back. I used the mustard, mayo, oil, and plain to see which one I thought came out best. And I felt like the mustard did. It actually was a tie on the vote between my son and my nephew and my wife and I. But my wife and I voted mustard was the prettiest, and the boys voted it was the oil. But bird's looking good. I want to get up under the wing, stand him up. And I'll tell you what you can do also is, if you want to, is just pull this skin up a little bit. Show you how to do this. Just lift the skin just a little bit, and you can take some of your seasoning, throw it on that breast, push it up underneath there. You can do the same thing with the thighs if you want to. And then, you know, the question always is when you're roasting is, what do you do with these wings hanging out here? What I'm going to do is on the first one, I'm going to tuck them inside the bird. So I'm going to take my knife, I'm going to put a little slit right there, and I'm going to take this wing tip and push it inside of that bird so that that wing will stay tight. And I'll do the same thing with the other one. Just kind of come in here and figure out where you want it to go. We'll go about right here with it. Cut a little hole. Take your wing and push it inside your bird. You're going to have to be careful with your beer can not to push them back out, but shouldn't be too tough to do that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to inject these birds. First one, I'm going to use the, I want the jalapeno butter, and I'm going to put it in this cup because don't want to contaminate the bottle, and we can save some of this. Shake it up well. Yeah, I poured about 1/4 of the bottle in there maybe. So that's ready. Take my injector and draw it up in here. And we're going to inject this bird real good. I'm going to get one in the thigh, the leg. A little in the leg. A little bit, I'm going to go on the front side of this thigh. Same way on this side. A little in the leg. A little in the thigh. Then I'm going to come up in the breast. Get plenty of this seasoning up inside this bird. That's going to help it be nice and moist also. So, 3rd time in the breast. And then come over to this side. 1, 2. Tell you what, let me get a little more. Try to get the rest of this out of it. Now, what I'm going to do with the rest of this is, I'm just going to take it, pour a little up inside of that bird, pour a little bit on the skin. That'll take the place of my binder helping it brown. But ought to give me some flavors here. There's the rest of my seasoning. So I'm going to take him. Let me clean my hands off first. Let me get my birds up here. Or get my rack up here for the birds. And I'm going to take him and I'm going to slide him right down over that can. Try to take that wing and tuck it in. Tuck him the best you can. They always cook better if they're tucked a little bit. That one's there. Not looking too bad. I'm going to season him up just a little bit more before I finish with him. That one's good. I'm going to season up the next one, then we'll get right back with y'all. Get this chicken put on. This wing here is actually dislocated, so it's not wanting to stay tucked. But I'm going to kind of turn these guys kind of out from each other where their backs are toward each other. And that way they won't kind of cover each other up so much. Now, a couple things left. I'm going to take my meter. If y'all haven't seen this before, totally wireless. It will give you pit temperature and meat temperature. Got to take it into there's a little mark right there. So it's got to be in the meat that far. So I'm going to put it inside of my bird here. Kind of get it good into that breast. Sticking out there, and also that will tell me that that is my Bolners and my jalapeno butter. And I'm going to just sprinkle a little more of this on the top of this one where I've been touching it. It's right there. That's good. Let me get it inside of the barrel house smoker. See you in about an hour. About 1 hour and 15 minutes into this. The meter says it's ready. We're going to pull them out and see. Those chickens are looking pretty down in that pit. Let's see if I can lift them up out of there. These birds are beautiful. Let me tell you, that barrel house cooker It flat did a job on them. Let me spin these around so I'll get a look at both of them. Those are pretty. Pretty, pretty birds. To close up my barrel house smoker, shut off the bottom vent, choke it off, save some of the charcoal on it, but I've got some videos up with my barrel house cooker. I didn't show it tonight. You can kind of see the top of it back here, but I tell you what, that is an excellent cooker. You want to get something that's easy to operate and start learning how to barbecue, I recommend that. $250 investment. Sometimes at Walmart you find them for $200. Can't hardly beat that for an excellent, excellent cooker. I used a UDS for years, which is a little bigger than that, ugly drum smoker. And these people got this 30-gallon one, and it is nice. Today I did have the extension on it. There's a new extension, make them a little bit taller so that you can do things like briskets and ribs and they're not down so close to the fire. So we use our extension on these chickens, and I'm gonna just kind of cover these for a minute, let them sit for a few minutes, let them cool, let those juices kind of regain back in them, and then we'll see how they are. See if that thermometer, yeah, it's cool enough to take off. My meter's out. Here's the little block it fits in. Looks like a little butcher block, but charge it up again for the next time. These birds are just beautiful. I tell you what, they are looking nice. And I think I'm just gonna slice a piece off this breast right here where they're at. And let's see what they look like. I'm kind of take this wing off. Wings off. We'll set it down, and I'm just gonna cut through this breast and try it out. Boy, I tell you what, would you look at how moist that chicken is? That chicken is beautiful. Bet you when you take a taste of this. Try this one out. This one was our Creole. So this has the Tony Chaches on the seasoning, and it has the Creole butter in it. I tell you, I can't say enough about that bird. Moist, flavorful. You know, that I put a little mesquite wood in that barrel house cooker when we were cooking it, so it's got that nice mesquite flavor to it. Cooked it up to 165 degrees, and that is just a beautiful bird. I'm gonna move it around, and we're gonna try to slice this other one and see how the other one turned out. Now this is our jalapeno butter with the just the plain chicken rub. So jalapeno butter and chicken rub on this one from Bollner's. So let's get a slice on it. Same thing, I'm just gonna cut the front of this breast off. Again, we have some nice color. It's moist. Let's take a bite of this one. I'll tell you what, I think I like this one better. Again, great flavor. Maybe not quite as salty as the other one, but this chicken is just full of moisture. It is cooked to perfection. Those barrel house cookers, I tell you what, set them and forget them. Just set the temperature on them, let them go. I cooked these. It was running around 290 degrees, close to 300, so it just took us slightly over an hour to cook these two birds. And as you can see, they are lovely, lovely birds. They have just got color. Didn't use a binder on them, so there was nothing. That's just smoke, and that's just nothing. I didn't put any oil, I didn't put any mustard, no kind of binder on those chickens at all. That is just smoke on a bird, and this tastes fantastic. This beer can method, it's always fun. I'll tell you what, those you can really smell right now. You can smell that IPA coming up through these birds. I can get a whiff of it every once in a while. But so the beer came out with a good flavor on it, added to it. I felt like it was a little citrus notes in it. I'm not a beer expert as far as telling you what's in them. I can just tell you that one tasted good. It had some nice citrus flavors to it, and I think that added to this bird also. But like I said, usually I like to use a Shiner Bock, a darker beer, a lot of times to cook with. I've cooked these with many a Lone Star. Regular Lone Star, not Lone Star Light. but they didn't have those in 12-ounce cans, and a 16-ounce can is too tall. So I wanted to have that shorter can of a 12-ounce. So I went with that IPA tonight, and this chicken's great. There's nothing wrong with it. I hope you give it a try. Check out my my meter. Those work great. I have a link for those down below, so you can check that out and see what you think about them. I really do enjoy the one that I have. I think it works fantastic, and that barrel house cooker again is tremendous. Give these beer can chickens a try. Get you some injectors. Get it, inject those birds, get that moisture, and see how they turn out. But thanks for stopping by Texas Style Cuisine. I always do appreciate it. Tell your friends and family about us, and we're gonna see y'all down the road.
How them boys put food away beats all I've ever seen.